Hi guys, just a very quick video just on having a lot of stock that we need to shift when you've got a backlog. How do you deal with it? Where do you start really? Hi, my name's Dave, and if you're new to the channel, my company's the Magical Toy Cupboard. Sell on eBay and Vinted. Predominantly sell vintage toys and vintage comics and annuals, but I'll also pick up any other stuff that I can flip quickly and make some profit. So I'm at the unit, just come to get some stock. I'm trying to sort through a backlog of stuff I've got, stuff I picked up months ago, some of it, and because some of it was free as well, I'll just shove it in the unit and think, oh, you know, I can make some money off that. It's not costing me anything to pay out for it, so I'll shove it in there and I'll list it another day, but I just don't touch it. I just buy other stuff, list that, get that sold, and then yeah, it just sits there, so it needs dealing with. So let's have a look what we've got in the unit. Right, and as you can see, straight away presented with a very chocker, disorganised unit. Full, not full, obviously there's a little bit of room left there, but not a lot. There's not a lot of room to work in. Because of a recent massive pickup that I got just before Christmas, and because I want to finish for Christmas, I just shoved all this stuff in here. I can't now get to the stuff I've got around the sides that's all, you know, half organised, shall we say. Let's say it's not fully organised. So yeah, I'm just trying to work through all that there. It's got Thomas the Tank Engine lock track in it. That all needs listing. I'm going to take a load of that back today. Some more track in there, some more track there. There's a little box somewhere, I can't think where it is now. I'm sure it will unearth itself. Oh, there we go. This box here has got these in them. These are Thomas the Tank Engine, Tomy, track razors. There's absolutely hundreds of them in there. You can generally sell these for about, say, $12.99 for about 15 of them. And yeah, there's quite a lot in there, so I'm going to bring them back today, get them on, because they're easily listed, to be fair, in bundles. There's some Trackmaster Revolution track in that one there, Tomy stuff in here, Tomy stuff in there, Tomy stuff in there, and then I've got to get the rest of these annuals that I picked up. I've got a load in there, a load in the black box, a load in there, a load in that box under there. Get them on as well this week. Some comics in those boxes there that need listing. This bag of Nerf guns still need listing. I tried to get rid of last summer. Nobody seems to want them. My brother-in-law gave me them actually to sell. Got rid of a load of them and just couldn't shift the rest. I don't know what's going on with Nerf guns. But anyway, yeah, that's the state of play in the unit. I thought I'd show you that just as, you know, because I'm sure, you know, a lot of you are a lot more organised than me when it comes to stock. But some of you can probably relate to keep picking stuff up, keep picking stuff up when you think it's a good deal. You've got to keep, you know, but getting the stock, and then you think, well, hang on, I've got that much in there now. I need to just get through that before I buy anything. So I haven't actually bought anything since the first week of Christmas. First week of January. And a lot of that's sold, so that was really good. It's only like a small pickup. So yeah, I'll have to show you the stock I've got at home as well, which is mainly predominantly all listed stuff, and where I keep that at home. So I said I was going to show you where I keep some of the stock in the house. Basically most of this is listed, pretty much 95% of it's listed. I don't like to keep much stuff at my unit that's listed because I've got to keep going backwards and forwards. So it's only like 6-7 minutes down the road, but it becomes quite annoying because normally what happens is I'll drop some stuff off, put it away, and then I'll get back home, ka-ching, let's have a look. Oh, it's something that's sold in the unit, so I've got to go back there. So basically, I try and keep as much stuff in the house really. I've got basically under the stairs, there's a cupboard built in, so it's quite deep. I've got a lot of stuff in there, and I've got another little cupboard with some stuff in as well. A couple of things under the stairs as well. So yeah, I'll show you that. So in here, so as you can see that. So from sort of there to there under the stairs, cupboard in here. There's a load of cardboard in there, and forget the ironing board, that don't get used. Yeah, so there's stuff all in there, all in boxes there. Behind that, there's another row. You can't quite see really, I suppose, behind there, but there's another row similar to what's here. So say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So about 16 to 20 tubs full of stock, and that's all listed. There's probably 2 boxes in there that's got some unlisted stuff in there, but it'll be stuff like yourselves that you just, you know, you just put to one side. I'll list that one day and you never bloody touch it. So that's what I'm trying to do this week, work through this, get stuff on. I'm not buying nothing this week whatsoever. I'm trying not to look. It's difficult, isn't it, really? Because, you know, you kind of like can't help yourself. But yeah, you know, it is difficult, isn't it? As you know, it's that FOMO thing, isn't it? Fear of missing out. You have a look on, say, Facebook marketplaces, which is where I buy a lot of my stuff. And if there's something just too good and it's not too much money, you just think, I've got to get that. I can make loads of money out of that. I've got to get it, especially if it's like an hour away, half an hour away or something. It's difficult to turn down, isn't it, really? If you can get your hands on it, you kind of then completely forget about the stuff you've already got. That, you know, you could easily just go and grab out the unit or whatever and just get listed, because at the end of the day, it's like I said before, if you pick stuff up that's free, which I do tend to do, I never used to do it before because I've got nowhere to put it, but I've had a unit now for about a year and a half. Even though I've been doing this for 6 years now, I did just keep all my stuff in the house under the stairs. Like I say, in that cupboard I showed you, in another little cupboard behind the living room door. And it kind of started to spill out into the hall, spill out into the living room, and that's when I had to make the decision on getting a unit. So once I got the unit, my plan was always going to be, if you see anything free that's gonna get some profit, and not something you're gonna not have and it's gonna sell for £5 or £10, because you don't want to be getting in the habit of that. If you're picking up a bulk of stuff, you can make sort of like £100+ out of it. It's worth doing, obviously, but you don't want to start have a full unit full of stuff that's just crap. So that was the idea, and like I said, I've got stuff in there where I've done that, and there's one particular magazine bundle haul that I picked up, like thousands of these flight vintage flight magazines. I listed a load of them, made a load of money off it. Then I listed a big bundle of them, made a load of money off that. And then I started listing a few little bundles and they just weren't shifting. I just gave up with it and left it. So there's piles of them in the unit at the back that I need to sort through, really, and sort of like get them on, because if anyone buys them, I find they tend to weirdly go to Germany. There's a guy in Germany that keeps buying them. I've noticed a few in the United States as well. They seem to go over there. So I've got to, like I say, I need to get through the stuff I showed you at the start of the video, get that all listed. And then obviously I can start to get to the back of the unit then, get those flight magazines all on. I'm tempted to put them on auction, because I did put a load on auction before and the same guy bought them all. So yeah, I might just I might do a half auction, half buy it now. If the buy it now ones aren't shifting, drop them on auction and just get rid of them, because at the end of the day, like I said, I've made some money off them. I think I've made about 140 quid, I think, something like that. I didn't pay anything for them, but I've had them for about 8 months, probably longer than that. So it doesn't really matter, does it? If I got rid of all of them, made another 100 quid, or I made 200 quid, or if I made 50 quid, like, I know I make more than that, but I didn't pay nothing for them. So, and they're now taking up room. That is the only danger. If you start picking stuff up for free, you don't deal with it, it just starts building up, doesn't it? So I need to I need to get those on there. Just another quick one while I'm just doing this short video about where I keep my stock and how I intend to deal with the backlog. Packaging now, anyone that's new to reselling, because all you guys that have been reselling for years, you know, obviously know this, but I'll tend to get my packaging from Asda. So what I generally find is, if you go in the night time, that's your best time to go in, then what they're normally doing, they're normally stocking up all these all the crisps. So you get these absolutely huge gigantic boxes, some small ones as well, and there's loads of them. Like I say, if you go in there around about, I don't know, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9, that's when they're all out stacking the shelves, and that's your best chance. And I just asked this guy, normally he's on the bakery, he normally grabs me a load. And then I did go to Matalan actually just before Christmas, which is somewhere I'd never been before, but it's literally right by the Asda where I live. And I picked up tons of boxes there as well. And I mean absolutely loads, like a cage full. And then sometimes stuff like this, obviously, you know, it's no real good as a box per se, because it's not a proper full box, it's like a half box type thing. But I'll just rip the corners on that, and I'll use that as void fill. If I'm packing something that needs a lot of packaging to protect it, I'll use it as void fill. But also when I'm packing my annuals, vintage annuals, to protect them, I wrap them in cardboard and tape them up. When I first used to start selling, in the first couple of years, I'd send out annuals just in an eBay bag. Absolute amateur, absolute stupid thing to do. And you'd find you get a lot of complaints. So yeah, vintage annual and comic collectors, you know, want it turning up in the condition they've seen it in the photo. Understandably, you know, like I say, when you first start, you don't know what you're doing, do you really? You know, you've got an idea, you try and do your best, but sometimes you're cutting corners because you know, you're trying to do things a little bit quickly, especially when you're part-time to start with. You know, you've not got so much time because you're at work in the day and you're trying to do stuff on the night when you're tired, and you're just sending stuff out left, right and centre and whatever really. But yeah, I tend to use the cardboard that's not a full box, just to sort of wrap around the annual so that the spine's protected, the top, you know, and the bottom of the corners are connected, because they don't like bumps on them either, because they like them to be absolutely pristine. And that tends to work. And most of the time, you know, I can do it in a way that will still fit in an eBay bag, so it's protected inside there. Obviously, it looks professional when it turns up. It's in the eBay bag. That's where they've ordered it from. Other times, then sometimes if it's a bit of a bulkier book or an annual, I will just wrap it well in the cardboard and send it out like that in the cardboard. Type that up. Not using the eBay bag. I did used to use my local shop to get boxes, but it was very intermittent. I'd go over there and say, "Have you got some?" Sometimes I'd have about 10. Other times nothing. You'd go in the whole week, nothing. So I gave up on that. You know, eventually I started going to the supermarkets. I tried Tesco, they were rubbish. But the Asda, like I say, by me, the bakery section weirdly is the best, because they seem to have like a cage constantly there that's got boxes full. And I tend to, like I say, go in over night time because they're not as busy. And they'll go and just bring the cage out. I'll go and get a trolley. If you ask the security guard, they give you them little plastic coin type things rather than having a pound. Put that in the big trolley, take the trolley in, fill it up with the cardboard boxes, put it in the car. I generally tend to keep some at the unit then, some in the house. And then, yeah, when I run out of the house, when I have to go to the unit then to get some to bring back to the house, that's when I then go to restock at Asda, so that I'm not left with none. So yeah, like I say, if you're just starting out, you don't, well, obviously you've got to pay for tape, you know, printer labels, paper, all sorts of stuff like that. You want to keep everything, your business costs as low as possible where you can. So packaging, you don't really want to be paying for boxes, because that's obviously then coming out of your profits, as well as your eBay fees, your shop fee, like I say, your tape, bags, anything else. So yeah, it's for you newbies out there, get yourselves to the supermarkets, local shops, anywhere, because once you start going, you'll build up a relationship with the person there, and they just know you anyways. Walk in, all right mate, blah, blah, you know, how you doing, get some more boxes, yeah, no problem. And they're like, you know, friendly, helpful, you know, no problem. Don't get me wrong, you might go somewhere, I've been somewhere before and they were moody as, but let's be honest, they're not getting paid to give you boxes, are they? So, you know, we all know what it was like when you're doing a day job and it's shit and you hate your job. And, you know, someone else coming up to you and asking you for something that's nothing to do with your job. Some guy comes in, some bull prick like me, and goes, oh, you know, can have a load of boxes. You have to go off and leave what you're doing now and get me some boxes. And yeah, sometimes you get a bit of moody people, but I tend to stick to the same places as I say, and same people don't know me now, and they just fetch them, which is no problem at all. Sort of add that in there. So anyway, yeah, that kind of completes what I was going to talk about really in regards to storage, getting through the backlog. The best thing for me in terms of backlog and getting through it quickly, like I say, is auctions, because you know, if it's on for 7 days, like let's be honest, auctions now, they're a little bit dead. You don't always sell stuff. You could put 100 items on and sell 10, but if it's stuff that you've, like I say, picked up for free and you just want to move it on and get some money coming in, it's the best way, because like, you can put it on for 7 days, forget about it, and then obviously, you know, if you put it on for a low amount that you were quite happy to take, bearing in mind, remember, it's free, so whatever you get is profit. It's just gone then, it's out of the way, isn't it? Whereas if you put it on and buy it now, it could sit there for ages, because you know, it's some of it's not going to be that desirable if it's free. People don't normally give away things that are worth money, but then some people think, you know, say for example, them magazines I picked up, if you sold them individually, I've seen them go for £5-6 each. Now I've got thousands of them. I could list all of them, and you know, think I'll just leave them, sit on that, and make thousands of pounds off something I paid nothing for. But they're slow moving. They're so slow moving. It'd probably take years for them all to shift and to bring that money in. And in the meantime, they're just sat there, like stacked up in the unit, taking up space. So just get them all on, get rid of them. Do a massive, but like make it like, you know, something's just so good that someone wants it. Like, because I think, right, I've got to pay £6 for one of them. This guy's selling 30 of them for 15 quid. Gone, isn't they? Gone, yeah. Only thing you got with them obviously is the weight. They are quite heavy, so you got to be careful as soon as you start going over a certain amount of them magazines. They push the postage up massively, and obviously people don't want to pay much for postage. They want the bloody stuff, but they don't want to pay for the postage, so they don't know why. So yeah, that's the plan for this week. Get all that trap on, get that listed. Money for that should start coming in the next couple of weeks, because it's pretty popular, that stuff. So that will shift a lot. It'll make a load of space in my unit, which is brilliant. Try to attack them magazines, then get them on, and then yeah, I've got a bit of room then to work in, because I have also got a load of books I picked up, and I made about 200-300 quid off them. I think I only paid 30 quid, and then I just left the rest as boxes of them in there. So I need to have a sort through them books and see if any of them are worth decent money. And then there's a guy I follow on YouTube called Steve Spends a Penny. So hello, Steve. He sells books, and in one of his recent videos he talked about a company called We Buy Books, I think it was, where you scan the book. You know, it might only be 10p, 50p, a pound, depending on what, you know, what it is. I'm assuming if you're going to get a pound, you're going to be lucky, but I've got loads of them, hundreds of them in there, so I might just sort through the good ones and then get all the rest sent off to them, because that'll clear loads of room in my unit. And then I reckon I could clear half the space in that unit, if I'm honest with you, if I really got into it. But I've got to stop buying in the meantime and just shift that. Which I think I can do because of the pickup that I got before Christmas. It was such a good one. I did 2 pickups and there was nearly £2 worth of profit in it, and I did only pay, I think, 350 quid altogether. So obviously if you take that off, take the eBay fees, it's still decent profit. With the stuff I've already got on my shop and that, so I've got pretty much all that listed now. I've got a lot of really good stuff on my eBay shop at the minute. That'll bring the money in, so it gives me time to just attack this backlog, and that's what you've got to do eventually. The point of this video was really to show you this, what I've got stored, how I was going to deal with it, and as I say, at some point you have just got to go, do you know what, I can't keep putting it off. As much as it's going to take up a little bit of time, a couple of days or whatever, it's going to cost you more in time and more problems if you don't tackle it, because more it builds up. When you do pick up something good, then say you see something for like 60 quid and you can make sort of 300-400 quid off it, which is generally pickups that I tend to go for these days. You don't know where to put it, have you? So then it's going to come back in the house. Wife's going to be in your ear. Nobody wants that, let's be honest. Nobody wants a wife in the ear. They go on enough, don't they, guys and girls? I shouldn't probably have said that. Anyway, right, so on that note, I think I better end this video before we get into trouble. Hope you guys liking the content. As I say, I'm going to try and put out a couple of videos a week if I can. So if you're into reselling, you like sourcing, yeah, I'd like to see what things have been bought for, paid, what the profits made off that, and all aspects of reselling, everything really. I'm waffling again, as I told you, I do a lot of waffling. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks guys, see you later.